200 bands off them $20 flips. I'm going by myself when it's time to up. That way police don't have a clue when turn up. I'm dolo when I'm out making different moves. Pull up to the shop just to pick and choose. I'm that, don't get confused, cause even when the...
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And it's defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A good pickup there at 22.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. He'll rifle this one deep right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Here we go now.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's brought down, but not before before they get it across the 20-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. It's caught. Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they get 14 yards there at a first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. First catch on that one for Kelsey, and it's a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Here we go now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. 56. Lucky 56. Back to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 47 yards after the big play. A chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook, and he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and they're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with a... On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Being chased out left. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Kelsey on the deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Eluding the pressure right. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. They give him 27 yards on the third down conversion.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little... Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 46 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Handoff comes to Cook. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
He'll get it up the middle, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. They'll run it. Here's Cook. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
Running for it. Here's Cook. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Lambeau following these words. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over!
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And his pass incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. 3:19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. A give. This is Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Packers get set to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, twisting away. So that one will be accepted. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. A give to Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Minnesota. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to rifle one deep left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? His throw caught right around the 6. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. The give is to Jones. And an alley to run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Let's go! Green,
Again, it's Jones.
Green, 39!
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Hurry up, here we go! Green!
Now back to throw. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. A good pick up there at 20 yards. Well, it's one thing to complete that pass on a nice sunny 70-degree day, but in these elements, that's a tough thing to do.
It is, and let's just put the whole thing together, not just throwing the ball. Trying to protect the quarterback now when you got the pass rushers coming at you. Maybe things are a little slippery on the field. The guys trying to cover downfield, wanting to make sure they keep their footing as the guys make their cuts. Looking back and locating the ball, you name it, it's difficult all the way around. But the guy throwing it, he may have the toughest task.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Packers! In for the score. And the Packers get a score closer. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Here we go!
A toss to Cook. And he's got some space here. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. 41 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick, and it's third down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
There's several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10.
All right, now.
Cook. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he is all the way up past the 25. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Gun!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Everson Griffin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Back now at Lambeau. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's J.K. Scott now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Again, it's Cook. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there as they move the chains. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Back to throw here. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threat.
And this is caught inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. He'll drop to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded at the 6. And some room to work. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing... not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Over!
Looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. They'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 39. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. You often think of the offense driving.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is caught on the sideline. Are the feet in? They are. What a catch. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Now he'll escape to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up.
They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Danielle Hunter in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! Detroit!
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hurry up, here we go!
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
That one looks like he'll throw here. He sets to fire deep. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 26. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the